Who's got the rocket launcher? I say we blow it up. Now fire that thing.
It's for the city of sports, playing with a giant Nick. With my man S. God.
That's him.
You feel the vibe?
That's me.
We going live.
That's us.
That like button shared, you been subscribed.
Stadium.
That MetLife, Big Blue, home of the Braves.
Yeah.
That turnpike, you can see that's where the game's played. NFL one day, then it's the NBA. Madison Square Garden, that's where the Knicks play. This that NY Logan, no it don't get broken. Legalized, mean this shit smoking. I'm on topic, dropping another episode. The game winner, trade, maybe a field goal. Everybody right now doing the wave. You tune in the show called TheMan-Cave. I see the chat, they always doing their thing. Big views, 85 inch screen. The game's on, you rush and bleed, remain calm. You on the road and chill to the watch along. The show's on, the host, you know it's S-God. It's no telling the panel filled with guest stars. You're now rocking with the voice, you know who it is. It's your boy J Boogie. You're now rocking with my man S-God. I support him to the fullest, you heard? My man Mike Blaze. This is Alter Production. What that mean? We about to alter everything that's playing. Tune in. My man S.God. Support the show. Subscribe, share it. Most importantly, hit that like button.
What's good? What's good? Salute to the orange and blue skies, man. You already know what time it is, man. It's Knicks basketball tonight, talking Knicks live, man. Hey, man. Hey, no games tonight, man. Knicks play tomorrow night, man. So we just gonna let our hair down, man. Just talk Knicks, man. Knicks weekly recap as far as like what the Knicks did in the last 5 games and things like that. And also, man, you know, it's March, so March Madness basketball, man. So you already know what it is, man. Women's basketball on tonight, men's basketball on the weekend, man. So, hey, we're going to wrap it up, man. You know, say get started, man. But if this is your first time to the channel, man, to the Man-Cave podcast, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, man. And also share this on all social media platforms, man, as well as go subscribe to the Aboriginal Sports Network, man. You know, our one centralized location for all of our content, man. Basketball, football, baseball, anything. You name it, we got it, man. We got your one-stop shop for everything, man. So make sure you tune in, man. But like I said, tonight, man, there's my co-host right here, D. What's going on, man?
What up? What up?
Chilling, man. You know what it is tonight, man. Just talking Knicks basketball, man. See, right now, Knicks coming to season 47-27 on the season. Knicks are in third place in the Eastern Conference. Looks like the Knicks probably going to get keep that third spot. But it looks like we're going to end up playing the Milwaukee Bucks, man, who are in the 6th spot right now. They're right there entrenched in it for right now because 4 and 5 is Indiana and Detroit, and both of those teams are winning. So it looks like both of those guys will face each other because right now the Knicks are, let me see, go back. Knicks are 4.5. They're 4.5 games above the Pacers. Let me go to the NBA standings. Yeah, there it is right there. If you can see that, let me share it.
Yeah, if they didn't dump those other games, they would have been a lot more above those other teams.
Yeah, you know, they would have, you know what I'm saying?
Hell
So
yeah,
you
especially
see,
the Pacers and Milwaukee.
Yeah, you see right there, you see the Cavaliers, they ain't gonna catch the Cavs are at 60 wins, 60-15. Cavs are like 12.5 games above the Knicks. Celtics are 4.5. You know, the Knicks most likely won't catch them due to the injuries that the Knicks have sustained over the last couple of weeks.
Nah.
So the Knicks are just going to stay pat right there at number 3. And like I said, you see with the Pacers are at 43-31. They're 4 games behind the Knicks with 8 games left to go. Pistons are 18 games behind us. So Detroit, more than likely, if anything, Detroit can catch Indiana. Right there, those will be the two. It'll just flip-flop to see who gets the home court. You know, between those two teams, that should be a great matchup, 4 versus 5. And like I said, we'll play the Milwaukee Bucks. We sweep the Bucks this year. We got them 3-0 in the season series this year. The Bucks is a great matchup for the Knicks too as well. So, hey, I'm cool with that, man. So it look like the Pacers will take on the Magics right now are in the 8th seed as well as the Atlanta Hawks. But the 2 play-in games would be the Bulls and the Miami Heat. You know what I'm saying? They will be in there, so it'll be most likely the Hawks against the Heat and the Magics against the Bulls, you know, for that play-in for the 7th and the 8th spot. Which, me personally, I mean, if they both have better records than 9 and 10, I don't even think it should be a play-in. I don't think it's a play-in. Because if they have more wins, they should just keep the 7th and the 8th spots. You know what I'm saying? Because those other two teams have like 3 less wins, 2 less wins. I mean, it's still 8 games left, so you just never know how things is going to shake out. Because the Hawks have been coming on just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? At 36 and 38, Magic's 36 and 39, Bulls 33 and 41. But like I said, getting back to us, we are going to be in the 3rd spot, man. So I'm not worried about that, man. We're going to be right there in the 3rd spot. So I think, like I said, we would just focus on the we're going to focus on the what you call it, the Milwaukee Bucks. That's what we're going to focus on. We're just going to focus on the Bucks and stuff like that because we got 8 games left. The Bucks, like I said, with no Damian Lillard out for the season right now, as far as right now, I don't think they're going to move anywhere. I think they're going to stay at number 6. If they could be caught by somebody like Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, that'll be a little interesting and stuff like that. But I think the Bucks should be able to hold on for at least two more wins for the season. I haven't looked at their schedule yet. But like I said, man, the Knicks, the last 5 games, man, the Knicks are 4-1 in their last 5 games. It's been a little roller coaster, you know, due to the injuries and stuff like that. Every game, you know, it looks like a gimme game on paper, but you know how it turns out when the game is actually played. So, you know, a Knicks fan, you know, you got to hold your heart to see what's going on. If they're going to lose this game, you know what I'm saying, like another cupcake games that they lost in the past. Or like I said, these last 5 games, like I said, these was games I was like, yeah, we should go 5-0 or 4-1. And we end up with 4-1. We beat Dallas, the Wizards, Portland, and Milwaukee, and then we lost to the Clippers. You know, not those are easy schedule. You know what I'm saying? The Clippers was like probably the toughest one of the all, but this was a schedule, like I said, man. This is the game, even though with no Brunson, it's like these are games that we could have won, and we end up winning these games to help our chances to stay in the 3rd seed. Because if we had lost like 3-4 of those games, man, we probably would have been in like we'd have been down in like number 4 or 5 right now. You know what I'm saying? Trying to hold on for dear life. Trying to hold on for dear life, man. It's like, yo, can't wait to get Brunson back. We got 8 games left. I know they want to say Brunson wanted to come back before the playoffs, so you get like at least 3 games. So you want to shake that rust off and stuff going into the playoffs. So we got 8 games left to go in the season, man. At 47 and 27 on the season. We got back-to-back games actually tomorrow against the Sixers at 7:30, and then Wednesday at Cleveland at 7:00. And then we off until Saturday where we play the Atlanta Hawks here in Atlanta. And then and that's a 3:00 game Saturday. And then the next day, the Knicks got to fly right back home that same night because they got a game the next night at home against the Phoenix Suns. So Knicks next 4 games, like I said, Sixers, Cavs, Hawks, and Phoenix, and then after that be the Celtics. So hey, out of those 4 games, man, if we could get 3 of those games, man, you know what I'm saying? I know it's a tall order for right now, but Cleveland's a game that I'm not thinking like we're gonna be at Cleveland, like I said, with no Brunson. And also I don't know how long McBride and Cameron Payne is going to be out because those are another guys that we're missing, man. We haven't had those guys with Brunson, so those are like your 3 guards, 3 point guards, 3 guards that can score points and, you know, help you win games, and those guys are out, man. So it's been a little bit of tough, you know what I'm saying, because we've been playing with DeLon Wright at point, and then also Tyler Kolek coming in the rookie, you know, which is a good strategy, not to put so much pressure on the rookie to start. You know what I'm saying? Bring in DeLon Wright, let DeLon Wright, the veteran, start, and then bring Kolek in to spell him and stuff like that, man. So, yeah, man. So,
I'm hoping Brunson is back for at least Cleveland.
You said what?
Yeah, I'm hoping he's back for Cleveland.
Who, Brunson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that because that's 2 days from now. That ain't gonna happen.
Well, exactly. They said he's running and he's playing. You know what I mean? You're just thinking that he's just taking his time coming back.
Yeah, I would think that he'll come back either on the weekend. I don't think he'll come back on the weekend. The Saturday game with Atlanta, and then the Sunday game with who was it, Phoenix. So he'll probably play one of those games. He ain't gonna play a back-to-back. So whichever one. So I mean, if he plays Saturday, he won't.
Well,
play
that's
Sunday.
what I'm saying. We don't need him for the Sixers. Well, I wouldn't play him for the Sixers, but I would look for him to be back for the Cleveland game, which is the Wednesday game.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tall order, man. If anything, I'll expect Deuce back. I'll probably expect Deuce back before him, but I don't even know what Deuce prognosis. I got to look at that too. And Cameron Payne, you know what I'm saying? Because them guys been out. So everything looks like with us, man, with the guard spot, it just looks like with us with these the ankle, man. There's always the foot problem with our guards, man, right? The foot. All of
All
them
of
got
them,
serious
mostly
sprained
the
ankles and
leg.
stuff like that, man. So, like I said, man, Knicks was 4-1, man. Like I said, they beat the Dallas Mavericks. They beat the Washington Wizards. Then they lost to the Clippers, a game that they could have won because we said we did that game. I was like, man, it's like, yo, guys, we got to
Mm,
go. We got to go. We got to go. That game was right there. We had the lead for most of the first half of that game. It got into the third quarter and when we just couldn't do it no more. And that's, I think, when Cameron Payne left the game at halftime. So it was turned to DeLon Wright and Kolick, and turn the game around. You know what I'm saying? So, but that
right.
was a game we had there in the first half that we just kept pressing the issue, kept doing it. We probably could have got those guys, but we had 13, 14 point lead. Yeah, we pushed it to like 20, 21, 23. Who knows? They probably wait. I ain't gonna say wave the white flag in the third quarter, but you just never know. You know what I'm saying? But we just couldn't do it. So, we ended up losing that game because we could have been 5-0 on this trip, which would have been, on this stretch, which would have been great, man. 5-0 is great. 4-1 is still excellent. I mean, I can't even take that. That's excellent against. I mean, it was in the best competition, but these are the games that you got to win. You know what I'm saying? We can't just be losing all these games. I mean, there's games like during the season that at least about 4, 5, 6 games, at 7, 8 games, we should have won. We just lost the game because, like I said, we just never came out with the energy. And then throughout the whole game, it was the same thing. It's like in a 48-minute game, these guys only want to play for like about 20 something minutes of the game, play hard like 20 minutes of the game out of 48. And then the other one, they just want to like lollygag around and stuff. I'm not saying lollygag, but that's what it looks like out there in the court. It's like if you have this energy to make this comeback and do all these things, why can't you play like this the majority of the game? If you play like that the majority of the game, you're gonna win the game. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But you just give a team an easy out and to win a game and steal a game, and that's what these teams are doing, stealing the game. You know what I'm saying? And those games hurt because, like I said, we could have been like, we only 4.5 games behind Boston. We could have been tied with Boston with some of these wins. These wins add up, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? They add up.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
For
if
sure.
we had the same record or like have a better record in Boston, we get the second seed. So that means we have more home games in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, home court is a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the playoffs and stuff like that, man. It means a lot to these guys, and also to have your fan behind you. But like I said, Knicks fans travel all over the place. Now the only thing with the Knicks is they just got to match the energy of the fans. Can they do that? That's the problem when they go.
Mm,
Can they match it? Because the fans be ready. The fans are ready in every arena. And the Knicks fans are ready in every arena to take over. It's just the way the Knicks come out. The Knicks be playing. They don't play with that fire, that desire, that passion, man. It's just like, bro, come on, man. It's just like it's almost like they're going through the motions, man. They just going through the motions early on. I'm like, yo, and I know we are playing wounded. We got a walking wounded team injury, but hey, at the end of the season, this is always this ain't. There's nothing else we can do. A lot of players, a lot of teams are hurt at this time of year. We just seem to be hurt a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And this is the worst time of season to be nicked up or hurt at this time. You want to be going into the playoffs, ready and on and with adrenaline and also like basically healthy. But for some reason, man, the playoffs has been one of our biggest problems because of injuries. Like every time we get near the playoffs, a key player goes down, and it don't matter who's on our team. Because even when we had Amari Stoudemire, Carmelo Anthony in the playoffs, what happened? Something happens. One of them guys is hurt or something like that. In the playoffs, you lose them. It's like, bro, we're not even going to full arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Now you look at
hmm
it. Jalen Brunson was hurt. Julius Randle was hurt some years. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it just goes on and on. Look at last year. I mean, last year we was decimated, man. We have Mitchell Robinson out, Randall out, OG Anunoby out. You know what I'm saying? We had like a munchkin team out there in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, those guys, you know what I'm saying, they fought like warriors. You know what I'm saying? That team like last year had a lot of grit, heart, and determination. If they'd had some more size, we'd have won some more games in that playoff. We know that. As Knicks fans, we know that. That was our playoff last year. You know what I'm saying? But the injury bug was just too much, and it kept taking our big guys down. Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, bigs. You know what I'm saying? Even
We
Isaiah
we we
Hartenstein
had
was playing through a
yes.
little injury.
If we had more, no, there's no way we should have lost to Indiana in that
Oh, of
trip.
course, man. We know
That
that,
that, that
man.
was a
OG
BS.
was out, Randall was out, Mitchell Robinson was out. I'm like, come on, bro. If we had some size, you know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, we'd have been in there and stuff like that. But, but that's last year. We going into this year right now. Like I said, Brunson, like I said, he'd be making his comeback. Like I said, We're saying Deuce McBride, also Cameron Payne. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, hopefully we get these guys healthy for the playoffs. Because in the playoffs, you're gonna need that guard play. Got to be able to run an offense. Got to be able to do some things. You know what I'm saying? Because in the playoffs, some teams will try to be a little bit more pressure, do some little more things to throw you off or take away Karl Anthony Towns and make somebody else beat you. You know what I'm saying? They're just gonna go through a whole thing. It's like you want all your arsenal weapons there, and that's what I'm saying. These guys got to play. Right now, while Brunson is out, you know what I'm saying? Show your grit, do what you got to do, go all out, you know what I'm saying? Because that helps us in the playoffs in the meantime. Because now when Brunson comes back, we don't have to really rely on him like that, like the way all the time. He got other people that can step up. These guys just got to play with confidence. They just got to, like I said, be aggressive. Just like when you watch these other teams play, when you be like, God damn, man, they bench is coming in and smoking us. You know what I'm saying? I was like, come on, we need to play like that. And I know our bench is kind of decimated a little bit with the injuries and some of them in the starting lineups. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. Like I said, when Brunson, these guys come back, hopefully, like I said, man, with Tiz, man, he does his substitution rotations be much better in the playoffs. That's a tall task to ask, man, but he got to do something. You know what I'm saying? He got to do something, bro. Because like I said, you seen right now, you watch it right now. You seen DeLon Wright play. You seen Kolek play. These guys can play. You can't. I mean, give them some minutes. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you want to give them like 40 seconds in a game or a minute and 20 seconds. That's not going to help, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we playing some games where guys going into the overtime. You don't want your guys playing 53 minutes. Like they never come out the game. They playing the whole 48 and then they're playing the 5 extra minutes. That's 50 something minutes or close to it. Give these guys like 12, 11 minutes, 14 minutes, something. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes even when we have a lead, a big lead, take them out, bring the bench in. You know what I'm saying? Don't be doing that staggering thing where you just bringing one person in. It's like, bro, you're not really giving these guys a rest. And then by the time you look, the lead has shrunk, and now you really can't take the guys out no more. You see, then you're in a bad situation.
I think that's why he don't give those dudes the minutes, because it's like even if you bring in the guy, his confidence in watching a lead shrink with those guys in a fold, he takes them out right away because he doesn't feel the continuity. He doesn't feel the mixture of bringing those guys in. To me, I don't never see him outside of him being forced to play in DeLon at the point right now, ever bringing DeLon back in at the point as a reserve. Because DeLon right now doesn't. To me, his shooting is questionable. I know he went 1 for 2 yesterday, but I could never see him bringing him back in the fold at the point guard position, other than being forced to do it now based on the injuries to reserve him. I mean, he would probably use Kolek. He would definitely probably use Kolek. Cam Payne would do his duties if he comes back, but I could never see him bringing him back in the fold again.
But see, and that's another thing. See, that's what we talking about with him making adjustments. You see, so bringing someone like, even if Cameron Payne ain't doing well, bring DeLon right in to cause a little mismatch, to throw a wrinkle, because teams is not expecting that.
Right, because his defense, oh my God, I've seen him play defense on some dudes and get in there for rebounds more than those other guys ever.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I like his defensive prowess in that reserve role, but I could never see him actually coming in, because his point guard role in there is not. He's just you might as well just have Josh Hart come and bring the ball up if that's the case.
I'm gonna say DeLon Wright has better handle than Josh Hart and what's his name, and Deuce McBride. I've seen DeLon Wright even running the point better than Deuce. Deuce really don't run the point good. He's just more of a scorer and stuff like that. I feel more comfortable with DeLon Wright coming in for spell some time after Cameron Payne. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, just like how he played in the Milwaukee game, man. That Milwaukee game, he was nice in that Milwaukee game, man. I mean, with the confidence, and he wasn't scared. That's the whole thing. He wasn't scared. I mean, he was being aggressive and stuff like that. That's what we need. We need guys to come in with some aggression and play with some energy.
Right.
Yeah, even if you're not making shots, the more aggression you show, it's gonna be like, yo, this other team gonna be like, okay, these guys are ready to play. Because guess what? The difference with him is like he didn't remind me of like all the Knicks other players coming in just like like half-ass. And I mean, he came in with a different energy. I was just like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. With the bench coming, that's how you guys need to come in. That's how you guys need to come in, like this guy. Just come in with some confidence. Shoot that ball, move the ball, run the ball. Cameron Payne, you know what I'm saying? He plays the energy too and stuff like that. Deuce, you know what I'm saying? Like this, like, yeah, we just need more of that in the game. I don't want everybody coming in and just like taking over like the how the starters are looking at the game. They just coming on melancholy in the game. I don't want to see that, bro. At the end of the day, you're on the bench for a reason. It's like you're on the bench. It's like, yo, you're only going to play like 15 minutes. You might as well go all out. you might as well go all
yeah,
out.
you could put on,
You
yeah.
might as well haul ass out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I mean, do what you got to do it because I know one thing. If I'm only gonna be paying like 9 minutes or 12 minutes, man, I'm showing everything.
You
I'm coming in
trying
there
to,
like that.
yes, you would try
Yeah,
to,
because
yeah.
and then I know he keeps his starters staggered in there. And that's another thing, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, going into the playoffs, you already know this guy with this 8-man rotation. And here you go. You're right, 8-man. Now that's all it's going to be unless it's an injury, unless it's
Correct.
somebody foul out or somebody that you won't see these other guys. But these other guys can help. Kohler can help. DeLon Wright can help. These guys can help. You know what I'm saying? DeLon Wright even could come in for some defensive stuff. He has size. He could come in and help. You know what I'm saying? But you can't just have these guys sit on the bench and then say, "Oh, I don't have no." You got people. You just don't want to play them because, like I keep them. Even when I tell you, D, is just like if these guys was on the other team, they would be playing just like they. That's like these other teams are playing all their guys. It don't even matter. I don't even know some of these guys' names when I be calling the games. I'm like, who's this guy? He's in the game. The coach is letting these guys play. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like I said, I watch OKC. They play like what 7 players off the bench. I mean, Shea Gilgeous he gets a long break. It don't even matter what's going on. They could be up 3, they could be down. They don't care because they know when he come in and he's ready to do his thing. He's going to do his thing, and he's going
Right.
to be at full strength. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the Knicks, they always worried about, oh, we have a lead or we don't have a lead, so we can't take these. You can't
Correct.
operate like that because it's always going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, you might have a lead, but what happens if these guys get tired? Now they're gonna start losing lead because they're gassed, and you're not seeing that. You just want them to keep them in the game, and the
And
other
like
team
you're right,
recognize
because
that.
and that's why I like DeLon because he is a longer dude than Deuce and Cam and
Mm-hmm.
Brunson. All those
Mm-hmm.
dudes are just very undersized. Well, I don't want to say undersized, but they're 6'2". He's a little longer. He's a little more faster. Exactly.
And he
He's
got
got that.
experience, NBA experience, right?
Right, and he's
He's
got
not
that
scared.
grit to play that position defensively. Because,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I was watching him yesterday. With I just well yesterday I wanted him to be a lot more. I guess I was looking for him to be a little more aggressive against Portland because it was Portland. You know what I mean? So it was like, and I saw opportunities where he could have been taking the ball to the hole. But again, I know he's trying to fit in or trying to do things in that point guard role that they're asking him of. That's what I said. I just wanted him to be a little more aggressive to show his potential. And like I said, they won the game. They Mikel and OG definitely, but you can't tell me OG in that foot because OG has been. I just think his hands are just super bad. God forbid. And other than that, he's
Yeah.
been explosive. He's been on the getting steals. That's what we need around now. I wish again, Mikel was a lot more aggressive on rebounding and doing those things that I see OG doing. Yo, then sky's the limits for us right now. That would be sky's the freaking limits if he had the aggressiveness that I saw in OG in that other game.
Yeah, man. And
But
I'm just
scoring
like,
wise, he's good. He's good, but aggressive wise, no. As
yeah, and
far
then
as rebounds and
I'm about to
everything
put
else,
like
no.
OG. Like I said, man, I'm glad you even said OG, man, because I'm looking at OG's last his last 5 games, man. I'm looking at OG's last 5 games against Portland. First against Washington, he had 23 points, 2 rebounds. Then against Dallas, he had 35 points, 5 rebounds. Then against the
Mm-hmm.
Clippers, he had 28 points, 5 rebounds. Against Milwaukee, he had another 31-point game, 2 rebounds. And then against Portland, he just had 28 points and 7 rebounds. So he's been averaging like 27 or 26 points a game in his last since Brunson been out, man. He's that's the one thing he has been stepping his game up on the scoring tip that's really helping us, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me look at Bridges too and stuff like that. His last 5 games. I mean, I'm looking at Bridges game. Bridges last 5 games against Washington, 27 points, 6 rebounds. Uh, Against Dallas, 21 points, 1 rebound. And then in the Clippers game, the loss, he had 17 points, 9 assists, and 4 rebounds in the Clippers in that loss. Also, the Milwaukee game, he had 26 points, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And then the last game against Portland, he had 28 points and 7 assists and 2 rebounds. So between the two forwards, I mean, they averaging like 24, 25 points. So I mean, they've been scoring. They up their scoring since Brunson went out the game and stuff like that. So that's helping us too in some of these games. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
As
by
far as on the
far,
offensive
by
end, by
far.
far. You know what I'm saying? Because we need that because teams. Of course, teams are what you call it. Teams are
Sagging in on Towns and all of that.
on Towns. Yeah, like on Towns is like yo, they're taking them away and stuff like that. So it's like, yo, we got to combat that. And like I said, these guys have stepped up, which is good, man. On the offensive end, like I said, I mean, we needed that, especially with all these rash of injuries, especially from the guard position, man. I mean, we've been getting good work from the forward position. Only thing, like I said, only gripe that we have is just on the defensive end. I mean, they playing some defense too, but they just get more rebounds. Yeah, I like to see that nine assist and 7 rebounds. Yeah, I like seeing that a lot more. You know what I'm saying?
Of
Even if
course.
you're not scoring like 25 points, I mean, you scoring like 13 points, 14 points, but you had like 10 rebounds and like 6 assists. I'm happy with that, bro. Because guess what? The more rebounds you get, like I said, the less we got to play on D. And also, it saves you guys in foul trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and you're helping the team, so you're going to win more games because the other team can't be putting up a lot of points on you. Now, if you're getting a lot of rebounds now, they won't be putting like 135 points on you. It might be like 115 or 112. You know what I'm saying? Because you're getting those extra
Right.
rebounds. But if you don't get those rebounds down, that's when you see those high scoring games like 132 to 129. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all just like out there letting these guys get second chance points and blowing the score up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing. Defense, like I said, rebound is a huge part of defense. Deflection, steals, all that stuff helps us. Like I said, these guys can get more rebounds. And I know D, you laugh, but I say these guys can average like 7 rebounds between both of them each.
Dude,
Bro,
that's crazy.
we'll be a
That's
lot
crazy.
better. But the thing about it is there. The opportunity is there. It's not like it's not there. You know what I'm saying? Where, it's like the opportunity is there. How many times we don't watch a game? The last game, a rebound comes off and like the middle is open, like nobody trying to go get the rebound. I'm like, bro, go get the ball. Why are
Yo,
you looking at the ball?
I watched McKellen that other game like against Portland. The rebound came. That dude looked at the ball, was like, we started. I was like, yo, dude, go get the ball, man. Like, don't look at it. Go if you got 2 Knicks running for the ball, you see that. Listen, that's showing your aggressiveness in the game, and it's showing the effort. That you're trying to get everything that comes off that rim to start the
Mm-hmm.
fast break, as you keep talking about. There's no
Mm-hmm.
when you don't see guys going for the ball other than Josh Hart and Towns running into each other, or or excuse me, or
Mitchell.
Robinson and or
True.
Hart or Robinson or Towns. It's like, dude, I don't care if I see all 4 guys in the mix. You just don't knock it out of each other's hands. That's what the
Mm-hmm.
only thing I can disagree with. But the fact is, when you see more guys going for the ball, that just means that your intent is to secure that ball to start that fast break going down the other way, or start the momentum going down the other way. When you don't see that, then you're like, come on, dude, you're not. Your intentions is not to secure that ball. You're just worried about gallying up and starting your rally going down without the ball. That's not securing that, and that's not making sure that your team is, we got the ball going down the other way. That's the only thing I
Yeah.
can say about that dude. Is like, I need to see more aggressiveness on that end. Him getting beat on
You
some
need
of
hello.
those plays.
You need his motor. He need to run his motor. His motor got to get going. That motor got to get going because
Listen,
if he has a motor, like I said, the hardest person to play on a basketball court is a rangy, long guy. You know what I'm saying? That has a motor. A guy who
right.
has a motor and just long is just like, man, he's gonna wear you down because, like I said, he's just gonna be all, you know what I'm saying, all around you. It's like this, like, yo, it's just like, like smothering you or something like that. Is just like, bro. But like I said, a guy like that, skinny guys, they supposed to have that motor, man. Supposed because guess what? You ain't got that much weight. You know what I'm saying? You lightweight. You're supposed to be flying all around the
Right.
place. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got that
Right.
big what you got to be moving around, man. But yeah, man, like I said, man, on that, man, because like I said, with the rebounding, you can't start a fast break without a rebound. I
No.
mean, you got to you have to have the ball. I mean, you can't just like nobody go get the ball and people running down court to go for a fast break. You're not going to get the ball if the other team gets the ball back and then scores again. You're not going to get it. You know what I'm saying? Why are you running out, leaking out? You know what I'm saying? Help out and get the rebounds. Then you can leak out. You know what I'm saying? Like if I know Mikel and OG, you know what I'm saying? Them two they like to leak out for points. But my whole thing is one of y'all got to do it. If you see he ain't doing it, go get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but both of y'all can't leave. Both
But
of y'all
that's the
can't leave.
problem. You can't be just relying on who and who It's like if you put yourself in a mindset, I need to go get that. That's all we need. We need everybody. Now I can't see it if you're on one side of the court and the ball's on the other side, you sprinting on over to
Right.
the other side. But I would think anything you can do aggressively to go get the ball versus you just leaking out on the other side. And the other thing I like about OG is like seeing him like when Simon is on him like the other day. It's like, yo, give me the ball. I'm gonna take this dude to the basket. That's what
Mm-hmm.
we need. We need that goal
Recognize
like
mismatches.
that aggressiveness or that motor to really
Right.
spark up because he's like, yo, you can't guard me body wise, strength wise, nothing. I'm gonna take you straight to the hole, which he did the other day.
Mm-hmm. So I feel like that Dallas game, because that Dallas game, remember that Dallas game, the way that shit started, I'm like, man, this gonna be a shootout, man. These guys are scoring. What was the dude, Marshall? I mean, this dude
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah, yeah,
miss.
yeah.
I mean, I'm like, yo, this dude, everything he threw up, I think he was like, what, 10 for 10 or 9 for 9? I'm like, here we go again. I was like, this is not another one of those that San Antonio game again with that guy. I was like,
Yeah,
please
but
don't let this be
I
another
could
game.
take that because you're gonna have some dudes that have hot nights like that. Like
Yeah.
you just got to maintain yourself to be in a game where you're trying to stop them. Number one, and number two, that you're consistently doing the things within your lineup or within your team to still stay in the game by passing, rebounding, and not allowing him second easy shots like tap-ins and all that, which he was getting off some of those balls, box him out. So if you're limiting him on some of those shots, what they did later in the game, then you have a chance in the game to stay and win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. You can't stop guys like Vascal. Like some of those guys on set like
Vassell.
Vassell or whatever. They could get hot at any moment, and like you just got
Or
to stay
Keldon
within
Johnson come
yourself.
off the bench, but that dude, what's his name, Skushka Mavelli? I was like, yo, whoever that dude was, like I said,
Oh God,
he can't,
yeah.
he can't. Now that dude, like I said, he had 34 points in 19 minutes, bro. I'm like, yo, this was like a microwave. I was like, yo, every 3-pointer he threw up, was he 7 for 7? He was 7 for 7.
Yes, he
I
only missed
said,
the
oh
shot
my
because
god.
Robinson blocked his shot. That's the
I'm
only
like,
time he missed the shot because Robinson blocked his shot. That was it.
yo, I'm in a twilight zone or something. It's like, yo, everything this dude threw up. I was like, oh no, don't tell me. I was like, yo, he's shooting. I was like, yo, that stuff is going in. That stuff went in. I said, oh my god, man,
Well,
because yo,
he's like
and that's why
he
we
was like
lost
a
that game.
Carl Anthony Towns on San
Hmm.
Antonio. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like if you didn't go out there and guard his jumper, he took the jumper, he made the jumper. It's like one of those things
Hmm.
that you didn't expect because again, there was no even if they got a scouting report on him, they was like he's a bench player. You know what I mean? He's coming off the bench, it's like he could hit a jump shot, but yeah, he instantly served the purpose of what it was if you didn't play him on that shot. He took you to the basket.
I
And like for
mean,
Towns, if he did play him on a shot, he went right around Towns for the layup.
yeah, because
So
he went around on cement feet, man. Because Towns is stuck in cement right now. He's stuck in quicksand. I mean, that knee, that injury. I mean, he's just like I said, he's almost like yo. At the end of the day, it's almost like, bro. I mean, do you got to sit in a wheelchair when he finishes a game or something like that? Because I mean, the way he runs up the court, I just look at this like, man, that don't look good, man. He's laboring on every what you call it, man. I know he's fighting through it, you know what I'm saying? But it's like then,
right.
like you said, out in the open when he's shooting a 3-point shot, okay. But when he starts driving and starts going into people and all that stuff, that's gonna make aggravated even more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's traffic and they're not even calling it, even though he's getting mugged on the way. I'm just like, yo, this is crazy, bro.
I just think he's doing too much trying to do too much offensively than what his wheels are are
Will allow
are,
him to do.
are allowing him to put in to do. You know what I mean? And like I told you before, if you get that ball in a low post again against the smaller dudes, you got him playing smaller dudes. Like dudes are playing you smaller because they don't want you driving around a big guys like Portland yesterday. Portland
Mm.
didn't have center to center playing. They had what's the name
I had
playing.
Kling. They had Klingon, and then who's the other dude they had in there? Klingon was in there for a little bit.
Yeah, but then
Oh,
you got somebody like 6'8" playing you. Dude, get in the post. Get
yo,
lower and jump hook him to death. Or
Two things
layup
I
him
think
to death.
two things I'm hoping is like, yeah, he needs to catch the ball closer to the post, and another thing, they got to start calling these defensive 3 seconds, start clogging up the lanes. Like, bro, we need those lanes open. They got to be open
Exactly.
because guess what? These guys ain't guarding nobody. If that's the case, like you're gonna have lanes clogged up all day, bro. It's like, yo, call them defensive 3 seconds, get those guys out of there. Just like I used to call 3 seconds for guys camping out a lane on offense to do a 3 second violation. Yeah, defensive 3 seconds, call a play. The more, like I said, what was that other game when they called two of them in a row? I was so shocked. I was surprised. I was like, yo, yeah, call some more, man. You call some more, that's more free throws. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Come on, Batum. They had Batum play him in the Clipper game. You got to think
Right.
the Clipper game. We had a high assist ratio, ratio going early on, and then it went away because then when guys started making shots for the Clippers like Harden, then it was like everybody was forcing themselves to take bad shots, so it took us out
Mm-hmm.
of the game. But in
Yep.
the early on, you getting Towns in a high post, and he's seeing Mikel or OG cutting or even Hart cutting. So he was dishing off to them. And you know what I mean? So we was getting those plays. But it's like, where did that go in a late third quarter, early fourth quarter of that game? We still needed to
Mm-hmm.
stick to what was working. And those guys, to me, that's where I don't see the Knicks really duplicating the work throughout the game. Nobody's doing the same thing, whether they're tired, like Mikel is saying. Like, I was listening to some guys talk about Mikel go through, he's saying that he needs to get more rest or he needs to play more guys off the bench. But
Mm-hmm.
again, I'm not disagreeing with him, but those guys need to see what you're doing so when they come in, they could duplicate the same thing. And those guys need to release the ball, never to release a good pass for these guys to,
You mean
compliment you with these plays as well.
You mean they need to see how you just taking fall away shots on all the shots like so they
Nah,
could do
fuck.
a
That's
fall?
just come
I
on, dude.
know.
Listen, I don't know if it looks pretty in the eyes of him when he watched the
It's as long
video.
as it goes in, right? As long as it goes in, I
Listen,
don't care.
I don't listen. You're absolutely right. I don't like it in the framework of when I see it because
Right when
I
I see
look at
right,
because you don't need it.
you're doing a little
That's what
too
I'm saying.
much,
You
right?
do the fall away jump shot on Chris Paul, like, dude. What was the threat of that? You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm
Right.
saying to you. Like, that's when I say to you, it doesn't look good to me because when you miss it, it's like, why did you do that? You didn't need that against him. He's not a threat to block your shot.
Or the 1 foot step back, 1 foot.
None of that shit, dude. That aggravates me, to be honest with you. I'm gonna be real with you. It aggravates me when I see him do it because it's like you don't need that shot against those dudes. And those are the
Hmm.
dudes that's guarding you. Again, Hart. We need Hart to step up. You got the seven
They're
two
sagging
center
off of him,
playing you,
sagging off,
and
right?
he's sagging at the broken circle. You at the free throw line, and you won't take a shot. You won't take the shot. You
Bro,
you looking to pass the ball at the
dude, somebody
top of the
guard it. Somebody guard it, right?
the best percentage shot you got is at the top of the like you keep saying
3 point
to me at the
line,
at the top of the free throw line. Like, how do you not take that shot? He's
right?
hurting us on the offensive on the offensive end if you're not taking that shot.
What I keep saying, all these dudes need to do is do shoot arounds. That's all you need to do, bro. Like I said, Hart, take more shots, man, because I mean, in shoot arounds, that'll get you more comfortable with your bro. Nobody's guarding you. Take the shot. You're either gonna make it or you're gonna miss it, bro. But don't
Listen,
don't come in the lane, don't come in the lane fake and then turn the ball over. It's like, bro, just take the shot. You take that shot, you're gonna hit some threes, man. You either gonna make it or you're gonna miss it.
check out this thought I had. I said if the Knicks turned around and traded Hart to Minnesota for Dante DiVincenzo, I think it would benefit us both.
Yeah, yeah.
That deal right there would benefit us both because we still could get the rebounding out of Dante. But we would get more of the offensive end from him, which
Yeah.
Hart would go to Minnesota and they wouldn't need his scoring. They would just need help on his rebounding.
Right, but you know what though, in the sad part, we do need his rebounding, him and Mitchell Robinson. Because guess what?
This,
If you know, no, but listen, if Mitch is not there all the time, is going to rely on Towns and hard to get rebounds. Because guess what? That's the only sword, man. That's the only what you call it.
but we would
What's the word I'm
still
looking
get that
for?
out of Dante. Dante would rebound the ball.
Dante rebound, but he doesn't rebound at a clip like Josh Hart. Dante is better than I'll say he's better than Mikal Bridges and Brunson. But I mean, he'll get like 4 rebounds, 5 rebounds. But he won't nobody rebound
He
like Hart
would
at that.
get
He
more
don't
than
nobody
that,
at
dude.
that clip.
His
I think
he would
you can
show
get
you
that
his hustle.
you could get Dante without giving up Hart. I think we need Hart. Like even if Hart coming off the bench, Hart coming off the bench is a monster, bro. I mean, you see what he doing in the starting lineup because of his shooting, but that dude coming off the bench with a monster rebounding like that, that's even better. I mean, he'd be even much better against those like backups and stuff like that. So yeah, like I said,
I know.
yeah,
What
but the thing about it, you need guys like that because you can't have everybody being an offensive player. You need some guys that can do the dirty work, like Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hart. It's only a rare on your team. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. You can't have everybody just being offensive. Because if that's the case, then it's going to be a poor offensive team. I mean, a poor defensive team and stuff like that. So you got to keep some guys that can play some defense and rebound the ball
Yeah,
and stuff
but
like that.
S, think about it. He's hurting our team by not taking those projected shots based on they don't even have a center. The center is helping off you to help with
No.
our center.
I get it. I totally get it. But like I said, the only reason, like I said, because he's really not a starter. We just have him in the starting lineup. But next year, like I said, they get
Correct. I
somebody.
got
That's
that.
all I'm saying. Yeah, if they can listen, even if they get down to put him back on the bench, that's fine. That's what we need. But we need to keep him though, like I said, because you don't find those type of guys in the league too
No, no,
often,
no.
man.
I just said
So we just need somebody in the
I was
starting
throwing
lineup
out a
that can
theory.
shoot the ball. I know.
Right,
I
right.
know. If we can get somebody in the starting lineup that can shoot the ball, and so that way teams
Correct.
don't say, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right,
what's going to
right.
happen because we just got to go through it right now because, like I said, it's just what we have right now. But in the offseason, I'm pretty sure they're going to
Correct.
address that. So he'll
Correct.
go back to the bench and stuff like that. So which will be
Yeah.
fine. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
but that's the problem in the starting lineup because teams know that they're going to slack off him. Like I said, with him, bro, you got to get in that gym right now and start putting up them shots, 1,000 shots a night or whatever. Because guess what? These teams are leaving you open, bro. Make these guys pay for it. You start hitting three pointers in a game or 4 3-pointers, then it's going to be a little bit different. But if you still passing up shots and hesitating, that's what teams look at. They be like, he don't want to shoot. He don't want to shoot. He don't want to shoot. You know what I'm saying? They're going to keep
Yeah,
sagging
but
off,
S
and
is
it makes it harder
every
for the Knicks to.
game.
I
It's
know,
every
I know
game.
that
These dudes is not. That's what I'm telling you.
because
Towns is
everybody
not
got the
being.
playbook.
Towns is not being played by the centers or the bigger guys. He's being played by the smaller guards because they could switch that out with Hart, which is not the threat, and they could sag that guy
But
in the
but but
lane,
but but
which is
but but, but
happening.
see but see the two things that's happening. The reason why teams keep doing it is because Hard is not taking a shot, and then Carl Anthony Towns is catching the ball too far out. So they don't. That's the problem. If Tibbs making be like, hey, catch the ball closer in the post, then teams will stop doing that a little bit because they be like, no, they're gonna send double teams over more frequently and
Right,
quickly because it's like he's taking advantage of. But if he's catching the ball at the high post, teams don't care. If he catches the ball at the high post and he's guarded by Drew Holiday, they don't care because he's out there in the perimeter. He's not by the basket, so they're happy with that. That's on the Knicks to make the adjustments and start making catch the ball closer to the basket. That's the coaching staff and that's him. It's like you got to like emphasizing, hey, they are playing us like this. Even Josh in the paper, they get in the centers. If you know that they are playing you like this for these, why are you not making adjustments? If we the fans could to tell you what to do, why you guys ain't doing it?
well,
If the
you keep
center's gonna
saying
play you like that,
the coach
huh?
needs to tell them, or the players themselves need
No,
to
no, no. The
acknowledge
coach
that.
and no, the coach and the players. But like I said, Towns need to acknowledge that stuff. But it's like the coach should be mad at him. But like, why are you catching the ball so high? But the coach don't get mad at him because that's what he don't care. It's like you gotta care. It's like this. You seen a mismatch. I'm seeing a mismatch on TV. Let's say Drew Holiday catch. I mean, you get the ball at 3 point line. Drew Holiday is on you. Bro, you could have caught that ball like by 4 feet from the basket, like right there by the you know what I'm saying,
Correct.
to catch it and
Correct.
turn and put Drew in a. But if you're catching it by the 3 point line, teams don't care. They be like, this is what we want. We want him to
Right.
catch the ball high, and then we want Josh to be sagging on to sag back on because, like I said, now you messing up the spacing on the floor for the Knicks, and I don't know
Correct.
why the Knicks are not adjusting to that. If they can adjust to that and make changes to that, that's all it is. It's just like, bro, if I can say it and you can say it, they know this. Why aren't you doing this? That's why I don't like this coach as a what you call it. Because
No,
any other
I
coach,
know.
like I said, any other coach, like I said, even Coach K and all stuff, they'll be yelling at dudes like, yo, What are you doing? Get in the post. You said that they're fronting you. They're playing a small guy on you. He doesn't understand. Why you not understand? You're a veteran coach. You call a timeout. Call it to be like, hey, you see what's going on? Get him in the post. Catch it. I don't want you to catch the ball out here by me, standing out by me. I want you to catch it out like right there by the basket, right where the line is, the free throw line, right down there by the basket. Catch it right there. If you catch it right there, guess what? They're going to double team you, and you're going to have somebody quicker out to throw the ball out to for an easier shot. If not, you can take him in the post.
They can't really double team you because if you bring everybody out, there's no extra man unless they just
I know that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
He would have to leave his man to really hard double you right away once you got that ball on that.
That's what I'm saying.
Anywhere within the paint, if they would have to hard double him. And again, watch when Brunson comes back. The first thing they're going to do is take one of their bigger small forwards or bigger guards, put him on, and as soon as he brings the ball down, they're going to double him and look to double Towns. So again, that's why Josh Hart always got those easy layups because he was always open. Because you got too many doubles, and that's what we said. We need consistency between OG and Mikal to knock down shots and not linger in the corners because they're going to come back and they're going to hard double Brunson right away, and they're going to hard double Towns right away as well. Listen, that's why I said to you when I threw out that theory, I was looking at the games because, again, that's what they're lacking off of Hart. Hart has to be that. I don't need him to be a 20, 25-point scorer. But if he finished the game with 10 to 15 points because you're getting easy buckets, easy shots, why not?
But that's
you understand
that's
what
why
I'm
you
saying? Why not?
But that's what you seen a difference when Hart first came. He was coming off the bench, right? He wasn't noted because, like I said, he was a glue guy off the bench. But now because of the trades, he's forced into the starting lineups, and teams are exposing that. So that's why, like I said, the Knicks can't really do nothing about it right now until after the season.
No, they can.
But like
they can. He just got to be more aggressive.
No. I know he has to be more aggressive, but as far as like taking him out of the starting lineup and putting him coming off the bench is like they got to wait on that part. They have to wait on that part, right? You know what I'm saying? But as far as this, that's what on his part. What he has to do is he got to get in that gym and shoot thousands of jumper and be comfortable with that stuff, so he can shoot them things and let it rip. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, how do you feel about that?
You would like to see Mitchell in the starting lineup. I wouldn't really want to see Mitchell in the starting lineup because, again, we don't have another big man to come off the bench unless Horportier comes back and they're willing to play Horportier.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But the thing with Mitchell starting and Towns starting is a good thing. I could see that starting because then one of them will go to the bench and then saying stuff like that. They ain't gonna stay in together all the whole time.
And then you still have a big man in the lineup.
Right.
True.
That's what I'm saying. So
very true.
And the thing with Mitch is like he can stay back and get the rebounds and anchor and stuff like that. Towns on the perimeter if they do get past him or gets down. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Then, you can get something. But I get your point.
And you know what I mean? Because then you still got Precious coming off the bench. You understand what I'm saying? So even if you do that, you still got a Horportier, then you can still bring in Precious to spell, different minutes or different times or whatever the case may be. But again, the way Tibbs do it, he pieces them up. Well, I'll bring out Towns first, bring in Mitchell, and then we got that lineup. Then we could bring in Precious or we'll bring in Shamit to do Hart, and you know what I mean. Then the good thing, if Shamit really finds his shot, he will be very, very good because again, he is that dude that shooting guard that will come off and shoot the ball. Correct.
If he's wide open like Josh Hart, he gonna shoot that ball.
Exactly my point. That's why he's the first one off the bench because they want his shot to come back to see when he comes in, he's right away. He's trying to fire up those open shots. Dig what I'm saying? That's what I said. Because why? Because that's a mixed match problem. You can't turn around and put your center on Shamit because he's gonna want to take those shots.
And that's what you're saying. Like if DiVincenzo is still here, DiVincenzo will be the starter, so that we won't have that problem in the starting lineup because then they can't leave off of DiVincenzo because he's gonna fire that thing up. And teams do it, and that was the thing with what I'm saying. But that's the one thing with trades. You got to give up something to get something. That's the whole thing with trades, man. Now, what I would want DiVincenzo back. I would want him back. I would have want him back in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? I still want him back in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what he can do and stuff like that.
I didn't even know because to me, I always look at it, if the Knicks, honestly, to me, if the Knicks would have done a whole lot better, and and the only reason why they did it is because of the contracts, how the contracts match out, of course. But
That's because that's because Minnesota they requested him to be in the trade because they try to get him before anyway, before free agency before he went to the Knicks because
oh, okay,
and he
okay.
ended up picking the Knicks, but they always wanted him and stuff like that. So that's why when they made the trade for Towns, he had to be included in the deal. You know what I'm saying? Because Minnesota already
Gotcha.
wanted him and stuff like that.
Because
Yeah,
I
because
would
I
have
mean, yeah, I
rather the
know.
Knicks give up Deuce McBride, to be honest with you.
Right. But
You dig
that's
what
who
I'm
they
saying? Because
requested. Yeah,
our
I
team
know,
would
I
have
know.
been still successful. I think they would have
Right.
been more successful if we would have made that deal
Yeah.
with Deuce in it.
Right.
Not to say I don't like Deuce. I love Deuce because he comes in, he's still giving us what
Right.
we need. But the fact is, we got a bigger point guard and a more talented shooting guard in our starting lineup that's going to do what we need him to do in that lineup.
And I was happy that they kept Deuce in that Mikal trade because they wanted Deuce in that Mikal trade, but the Knicks held out and put some other guys from Phillies because
Oh, okay,
they really wanted
right.
Deuce because then Deuce would have been gone too. It was been like, bro, we ain't
Correct.
got nothing. It's like they, you know what I'm saying? But how you feel about these next 4 games, man? Like I said, it's Philadelphia, Cleveland, Atlanta, and Phoenix. How do you see the Knicks in those 4 games? What do you think the Knicks record would be in those 4 games? Like, how do you see them in that 4 game stretch? Because there's only 8 games left
Well, I
at
mean,
this point.
if I had to look at, we could go 500 because we got Boston at the end of that road trip.
No,
Um,
I'm just talking about the 4 teams. How you think they're gonna go three
no,
and one? They're
we
gonna
could
go
go
three and
another
one.
4-1. We could go 4-1.
Three,
I
three,
mean,
and
three
three
and
and
one.
one is
Excuse me, 3-1.
yeah, because Cleveland be
Based
the
on it,
one.
I mean, I honestly, I think the true testament, like I told you, if we could get Brunson back for at
Mm-hmm.
least the Cleveland game, I would think
Right.
we got a high chance in that game. I would love to
Yeah.
see what they look like with Brunson with that lineup, almost the full lineup back.
Yeah. Well, the only thing with that, Brunson come back, missing all the games, the rust factor, you know what I'm saying, against Cleveland. That's the
Oh
only
yeah,
difference
but
is compared to like if we face Cleveland and players and he already done been play some, you know what I'm saying, then I'll be like, okay, but that first game back against Cleveland would be tougher, like I said, because I mean he'll be much a little bit slower doing some other things because you know what I'm
right.
saying, that's the only thing Cleveland take advantage of that stuff in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but he's
But
just the bottom line with him, us, is that regardless of him what his shooting or anything like that, he's just a threat being out on the floor.
mm-hmm.
He's a big time threat because you have to play him. You have to prep for him based on him being the threat you know him to be. I understand all that other stuff that he could come in that game and shoot 0 for 6 early
Mm-hmm.
on, but he could still get to the basket. He could still do his point guard duties a lot better than what we have because he knows the lineup and he's just that threat. They have to prep for him. But yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
if we go with the same guys that we have, I don't give us a high chance of winning that game based on it. But I'll see. You know what I mean? I don't know who Cleveland's going to rest that day, or whatever the
Mm-hmm.
case may be, because they have nothing to prove at this point.
Right.
But I think the Knicks could go 3-1 in that play.
Yeah.
I think the Knicks could win it if they play Nick basketball. If
Mm-hmm.
you ask me that. But again,
Yeah.
I'm not predicting that. I wouldn't put my money and say they're gonna win that game though. No.
All right. All right. Well, yeah, I feel the same way, 3-1. So I'm about to go on to our next topic, man. We're gonna talk about what you call it, March Madness, man. You know what I'm saying? Florida versus Auburn. Then that's the first game on what you call it? Yep, the first game on Saturday night, man. It's gonna be Florida versus Auburn. You know what I'm saying? So it's
How he
just like,
watch game.
bro, I'm like, Florida versus Auburn, man. How do you feel about that matchup, man? Well, the thing about it is they both know each other. Two SEC teams, they don't played each other like I think two times this season already. So
Right.
Florida versus and and another thing that people ain't realizing, this is like, this is the first time in I think in I don't know, like 18, 19 years, like all 4 number 1 seeds have made it to the Final Four. You know what I'm saying? No, all of them are number 1 seeds. Florida in the bracket, Auburn, Houston, and Duke. You know what I'm saying? And let me go back and see what Florida and Auburn did in the regular season. But how do you feel? Who you feel is going to come out of that one right
Whoa.
there?
Listen, I got a question for you to start this off. if since you're a Duke fan and it looks like you got all your Duke colors, if
Who
if,
me? I'm not
if
even a Duke fan. I don't even like Duke like that.
yo, if Duke should win this championship, how would you
Uh,
rank Cooper Flag's rank him with the other Dukies
some other
going
Duke
in?
freshmen.
Yeah, if he came out with the championship.
How where like I guess where he'll be ranked at as far as like in the
Correct.
pantheon of Duke players. He'll
Yes.
be right. He'll be right up there. But like I said, I know everybody's saying like Cooper Flag is probably the which go. I still have Grant Hill number one of all time. I don't care what Cooper Flag does, man. He's great. But like I said,
Okay. I
Grant
don't
Hill
I
is
don't
like
yeah.
yeah, like he's a once in a generation. And don't get me wrong, Cooper Flag is a great player, man. But like I said, Grant, man, like I said, Grant, man. I mean, Grant was like different positions, man. He is like a Swiss Army knife and stuff like that. But Cooper Flag, like I said, if he does win a national championship, like I said, it'll rank somewhere up there. You know, I won't even rank him with the Duke. What you call it? I'll probably rank him with Carmelo Anthony and Syracuse the one year he played at Syracuse and won a national title. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I rank him
No,
up there as far as like like that, and as far as like the Duke players, like I said, if he does win the championship, uh, he probably would be what you call it because the players that's on Duke right now, a lot of them wasn't even really on the team. Duke had like non-transfers or people left the program, so it's not like they had like the upper echelon class like how Grant Hill played with Christian Laettner and Bobby Hurley and those guys.
right,
So
right.
Cooper Flag don't have a chance to play with those guys. He's playing with other guys, grad transfers and all this other stuff. So he'll be in a class by himself though. Even though I know Jahlil Okafor and what's that? Tyus Jones won a championship in their fresh. They won an only season at Duke. You know what I'm saying? That was another. So he'll be up there with that part because, like I said, I think the one and done's got to stay together compared to like the Grand Hills because those guys played with upper echelon and when them guys wasn't able to leave school. So his will rank right up there with Tyus Jones and Okafor and them, and he might even overtake them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They win it and stuff like that. But he'll be right there with them and saying with Cooper Flag and stuff like that. And as far as the freshmen's, the one and dones, like I said, Zion,
Oh, he
RJ
outdo.
Barrett.
He would definitely outdo them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he won the national championship over those guys. I mean, he won the national championship. Those guys didn't win one, but like I said, they had a great season too because they lost in the they lost in the final four. It's like the championship, like the game before the championship. They lost to Michigan State. I remember that game. They lost by 1 point because Barrett missed that free throw. Had he made the free throw, I think they would have won the game or they'd have tied the game. It was something. I think they would have tied the game. It was something like that. But yeah, excuse me. I'm
No,
just trying to look through
because
this.
I mean, if you to me, Cooper Flag is a talent, dude. I
Oh yeah,
mean,
no.
let's keep in mind
No.
he's a
Don't give me. I
talent
mean,
and a half.
listen, bro. Don't don't get it twisted. I'm not saying I'm not downplaying the dude and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not downplaying. Like I said, he's a great player, man. I listen. I know I heard all the hype. You know what I'm saying? Coming into the season, you know what I'm saying, and people still even saying like he's what you call it like what's name still better than him like Dylan Harper and Ace Bill. I was like, bro, come on, bro. I mean, they what I'm saying that's the Rutgers fans
That's
and
what they've
stuff
been
like that's
saying.
no
I haven't heard that.
yeah. I mean, Nets fans and like guys, on the podcast and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the homers and stuff like that. I just let them talk that stuff, man. But Cooper Flag, like I said, Cooper Flag has been phenomenal, man. He's been phenomenal, man. I can even imagine, you know what I'm saying, like I said, without the season with him and stuff, because the thing that Cooper Flag does that a lot of guys don't see is the dude can play. He can start the offense, get a fast break. He can start the offense, and he plays defense. He blocks shots. He goes after and defense. He plays. He plays hard, and that's the thing. He has a motor. You know what I'm saying? Cooper Flag gonna keep coming in. Yo, like I said, he get that ball, man. He drives to that paint. He gonna try to yoke it on somebody, or he gonna try to do something. But he's
For
not. He's not
sure. That's what
afraid.
I'm
He's not
saying.
afraid. He's not afraid, man. And I know some people saying like, because what I'm saying he's one of the Duke white boys and stuff like that. But it's like, bro, nah, he's a different breed, man. That dude can play. And the thing about it is, we had to realize he's from Maine. When have anybody ever talked about Maine
Main
basketball? You know what I'm saying?
basketball.
The
Yeah.
state of Maine. That's what I'm saying. I think that's what makes them even more what you call like this. I was like, yo, they play ball up there? They play ball in Maine? It's like, yo, and people just say like, oh, he from Maine. He's like, he ain't what you call, he from Maine also. But yo, he put the basketball world on notice this year, man. People who didn't get to see him or just heard about him and see him
Right.
play, and it's just like, oh, he ain't all that. It's like, bro, you gotta understand what this kid is doing, though, man. It's like he playing on both sides of the ball. It's not like he's just playing on offense only and stuff like
Correct.
that. He could shoot threes. He got a mid-range game. I mean, he could post people. When he get that mismatch, he taking you inside. That dude see that mismatch, he taking you inside, bro. And he taking them dudes down there to the paint. He laid up or whatever he got to do. He's taking it in there. When he see that mismatch and they don't double team him, he sees that
Right. With his
mismatch.
versatility, he could bring you off the dribble. He could catch you in the post. It's depending on who's playing him. Correct. And that's what I said.
That's what I'm
And
saying. He
that
recognizes that.
that just goes into the play of like with them with Houston. But
Mm-hmm.
we'll get to them. We'll get to them. My bad. I just wanted to see
But on
how
this
you
Florida,
would rank him with those dudes because at the place of where he is, I honestly I could honestly tell you I think he's better honestly than Grant Hill as a
nah,
freshman coming in doing what he's
nah,
doing.
he's not better than Grant Hill. I'm talking about skill wise and stuff like that. No, don't
When you
get me wrong.
say
Don't get me wrong. He is a great player though, but yeah, but
wait,
Grant Hill,
hold
like
on,
I
but
said, Grant Hill is a
I'm
special
gonna ask
talent.
you where is it that you don't think he's better than Grant Hill as a freshman?
Because as a freshman right now, yeah, as a freshman, he's a better like a better scorer than
Overall
Grant Hill was.
player.
Yeah, better scorer. But as far as handling the ball, like by the time Grant Hill left Duke, that dude was like a point forward. I mean,
Again, I'm
that dude
not
was like
S.
no.
That's what I'm
I know
saying.
what you're saying. I know what you're saying. But what I'm saying
Freshman
as a
to
freshman,
freshman. That's now
but
again, you're right.
it's different. It's different because
Correct.
of
When Grant Hill came in,
right.
he wasn't
Right,
expected to touch the
he
ball like
wasn't
that.
he wasn't asked because you had
Correct.
Bobby Hurley, so
Correct.
Grant Hill wasn't
Correct.
able to do those things and stuff like that, so he didn't have the
Correct.
opportunity to. Now, if Grant Hill
Correct.
came in like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, at some point they probably would have tried to but that's Coach K though. That's not every coach that's going to
Right.
force a player to
It was a
become a
different
point
coach.
guard. Right.
And right.
And the only reason why they did that with Grant Hill was because Bobby Hurley got hurt, and Bobby Hurley got hurt for a while. And so Grant Hill was like, the
Correct.
coach was like, that's
Yes.
the person he looked at. Like, Grant, let's see if you can run this point, and I'm going to make you try to be. And that changed his whole career too, because like I said, even before, like I said, he was a great player, but then when he really got the hand of the ball and run the offense through him, it was just like unbelievable because it's like, yo, the dude. I mean, he's like probably the smoothest player I've ever seen playing
Oh
basketball. I mean,
yeah, yeah, for
it was
sure.
effortless.
Listen,
I mean, it was just like
but that's what I'm saying
smooth.
to you.
Man, I was like, yo, this dude is crazy.
Not taken away from Cooper Flag. That's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah,
Cooper
yeah.
Flag was forced to play the point forward. That's why I was asking you before. He was
Mm.
forced to play the point forward because I'm like, yo, what happened to Brett?
He forced to play the point because let's go. Sion James is what's called. Caleb Foster was the starting point guard, but he was like struggling in games. And he's a point guard, so they took him out the lineup
Right,
and they put Sion James in there, and that's when Sion James took over. The grad transfer
right.
from Tulane. And I think Sion James played like two guard at Tulane and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So he's playing the point right now,
Okay.
man. That's what I'm saying. But Cooper Flag like handles the ball at point. He don't really handle the ball too much. He handles like on a fast break, like he gets a rebound, like he can start the break
And
on
he
himself.
could
You know what
push
I'm saying?
that break. Yes.
He could push the break and he could push it, and
Yes.
he has a tempo pace to him and stuff like that. Yeah, but as
Right.
far as like that with Cooper Flag, like I said, I'm only going to compare him to like the RJ Barretts, the Zion Wing, the one and done
Nah,
Tyus
dude,
Jones. You know what I'm saying?
you're doing him a
No,
disservice, dude.
I'm not saying no. I'm saying like as far as like playing with the one and done because like I said, if
Oh,
Cooper
what
Flag
for
would
the
have came,
one and done, Jay?
yeah, with the one that
Then he's
because if
10
he
times better than those dudes. Then
yeah, but if he'd have came in with like let's say a Kyrie Irving with him and Kyrie Irving handling the point, then he won't get to do those type of things he's doing because Kyrie Irving will be the point guard automatically handling the
it
ball the
wouldn't
whole
be
time.
necessary
Right,
unless he got hurt.
but when he like this is like oh these guys are like some of them on combo guards, so I really got to do it. So you've seen his versatility, and this is
Right.
on we don't even talking about an 18-year-old kid. So if he just stayed
Correct.
4 years, then he stayed 4
That's
years,
what I'm
you can
saying
just
to
see
you.
you can see the difference in it. Like you can see like
Yo,
and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You see the difference in the dude's game and stuff like that because of the situation he was for. It's almost like I ain't gonna say even like I ain't gonna go say well the LeBron thing. Remember LeBron was with the Heat and they had Chalmers and the other point guard and they really wasn't the point guard, so LeBron had to, run the point.
correct.
You know what I'm
But
saying? It's almost something like that.
we knew off the back LeBron can handle the ball. I mean,
Yeah. He
he
did it
did
in
it
high
a
school.
lot.
Did it on the right,
Yeah.
But I'm just saying when you have like a point guard, like he really needed a point guard so he could like work on still like do his own thing. But then he couldn't do it because they didn't have a point guard, so he had to do that type of responsibility too. But yeah, as far as Cooper Flag, I would say like Yeah, man. After I think about it a little bit more, like, yeah, he has been the most impactful freshman because, like I said, it's like, yeah, if he wins this national title, man, it's gonna be up there. It's gonna be up there with the Melo thing because Melo did it as a 1 year. I mean, he was a high scorer.
For
He was
one
this
and
and that.
done? No.
Yeah,
Again,
Melo was a one and done.
yeah. I know that. It was a Syracuse. But the fact
Right.
is that, like I said, as 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 you see the player in which you have, that's why I was asking, because it's like he has surpassed, or has, to me, even Christian Laettner. Was Christian Laettner a good uh uh
Hmm.
dude his freshman year? Yeah, but I mean, as far as talent wise, he's the
Yeah.
overall talent.
Yeah, as far as talent wise, like I said, he can play like four positions on the court because he can play
Correct.
point, shooting guard,
Correct.
small forward,
Correct.
and power forward. And at times you can put him at center because he's 6'8", 6'9", and he can jump. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing with him; he can jump.
Out the
So
gym.
so he could jump. So he can block shots and all that type of stuff. So yeah, he's a Swiss Army knife on a lot of
Listen,
stuff, man. As a
I love
freshman.
this passing. I love this passing in the game with Malachi, with the throwing those alley oops to Malachi.
Oh yeah, so the Malo watch,
Mellow
He
watch,
had,
mellow watch.
he has that
Yeah.
thing. Like compared to a point guard, yeah, he got those like the touch, like he
Exactly.
know how
That's
to
what I'm saying.
exactly where
Like,
to throw the
I'm
pass and
like,
also
yo,
how to throw the pass and stuff like that.
again. Now,
Yeah,
listen. Where he needs to put the ball for him at being 7-1, 7-2. I mean, but again, we're on a
no,
we
he
talk
just
about the Knicks, and these dudes can't throw a alley oop to Mitchell
I
Robinson that could
know the thing with
touch the
Malawatch
top
is
of the
like, yeah,
backboard.
Malawatch, he's just got to get stronger. But like I said, these kids are
Yes,
only freshmen, and that's the
yes.
problem. This is the thing. Everybody just looking at them, they're only freshmen. If these guys was 4 year players like
Only,
seniors, you would think like they
only.
seniors or something out there on the court because they look like I said, and they only a freshman. If they play 4 years, and that's another thing. I'll probably do a show on that, like the one and done and all this thing. Like I said, those Neil deals. Like I said, man, it's like, yo, if college implemented the thing like college football where you had to stay 3 years, Duke would win more national championships. But because of the one and done didn't really help Duke. It helped the mid majors and it helped all these other schools like North Carolina and Villanova because they didn't have players good enough to leave after 1 year. Them guys stayed like 3 4 years. That's how they was winning those national championships. They didn't have
Right.
one and dones like Duke and Kentucky. Now if they implement a rule where them dudes had to stay 3 years. Duke and Kentucky would probably win more national championships. Them dudes won't probably, you know what I'm saying? Because the only reason why them dudes is winning because every year they kept getting with a new starting five, freshmen. It's like yeah, you got talent, but it's also chemistry too, man. The more experience you get,
Correct.
is like
Correct. Correct.
1 year is not
And the
enough for
more
these
you keep
guys, man.
breaking up the team, I think with
That's
these
right.
meal deals, is that's the whole thing, is you never have a continuity, because you could lose like 3 or 4 players right away, because right, even when the play when the bracket started, those
Hmm.
teams, those players are already putting their names in for the move right away.
Hmm.
So people already know that they're going to lose certain players as soon as they even hit the, and that's horrible. You shouldn't have that on your mind, or on a player's back if they put their names in that box right off the bat, because
Hmm.
then the coach is mad with you.
Yeah.
Because I even think
Well,
with the Johnnies, when the Johnnies, like, they already knew who was on the move when they was playing. That's
I
what I said.
know.
That's horrible, dude. That makes
That's in all sports of football and basketball. I don't know why they allow these guys to move around during this. It's like they should wait till other
Yeah, nah,
seasons over,
that's
then
too
you can
much.
do it.
That's too much, and way
All
too
right.
early. They want their names in a
Mm-hmm.
box way too early. I think that you can't have that, because it limits that coach to look at you as a player going forward. Number one, and that's the thing with Cooper Flag. He was saying, he was
Mm-hmm.
putting it out there, if he didn't win it, that he maybe would stay another year, which I think is, to me, devaluing his, like you said,
Yeah,
devaluing
yeah.
himself for going into the next realm
Cooper Flag he just talking right now though, because I mean
yeah.
he making his meal deal is 4 point something million dollars, but he can make that in the NBA and stuff like that.
No,
And
dude, he could right off the. That's
like I
why
said,
they even
the thing with
saying with
these
some of
kids,
these WNBA players, like, yeah, they could
right?
stay in school. They're long,
Yeah,
like
the women's right.
Ben Hale.
It helps the women to stay in school because you get millions of dollars compared to like being in the WNBA where you get thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can stay in school longer with women's, but the reason the men's don't stay in school longer because it doesn't help you. It hurts you more because
Correct.
the thing about it, these guys want to hurry and get to these contracts. Like I said, your first contract
Correct.
be like when you be 22, and you can get $100-200
Right.
million or something like. So you want to get to those type of deals faster, and that's why these guys only want it done. So that way they can get like 3 contracts in their professional career, at least 3 contracts. That's why they're trying to hurry and get out of school compared to like if you stay in school for 4 years, now you're 22 years old when you come out. Then it's like after your first NBA contract, you're 26. And that's your first contract. Then your second contract, you're 30 years old. Once you hit that 30 mark, you already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's starting to decline. So it's like, whereas if you come out at 18, now you're going to get 22, 26, and 30. That's 3 contracts already, you know what I'm saying? And more, depending on what it is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
but keep in mind, as soon as you get out of college for Cooper Flag, as soon as he gets drafted, first round, first pick or whatever, he's
yeah.
guaranteed at least
Yeah, I know.
65 million guaranteed.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, he's getting because
You
the
know what I
first
mean?
pick in
So
the draft, because the
where are you
first pick in the draft,
losing?
it's like I know you're not losing. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't for the men's. It don't help them.
Yeah,
The women's it
yeah.
helped them because the women's only getting like what 75,000 or $100,000 or whatever it is. It's
Yeah,
like
but
yo,
see,
where you can get.
right, even with them, even if they bump up their salaries, right, they probably still wouldn't guarantee. They couldn't be guaranteed no
That's
more
what.
in 4 years or 5 years. More than they probably won't even guarantee them just $1 million for their
Right,
4 years or
that's
five
what I'm
years.
saying. That's why it helps them to stay in school longer. Juju
Correct.
Watkins, all of them, and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But how you feel about this Florida Auburn game? Because they only
Well,
met one time, and I think they met one time,
yes.
and Florida beat Auburn at Auburn 90-81. So I mean they SEC folks, so they know each other and stuff like that. So I mean that's what I'm saying. Whenever I saw the guys, like, oh man, it's when you play somebody it's easier compared to when you haven't played somebody like all year, like Duke and Houston. They haven't played each other, but for Auburn and Florida. So how you see this game going down, man? I think I see Florida coming out of this game with a win and stuff like that. Florida got some
See,
bigs that could just rebound, and then they got that Carl, what is it doing? Clayton, he could shoot the threes. The
right.
Aberdeen. And then, don't get me wrong, Auburn got some players too, Janai Broom, but that's the thing with Janai Broom. See, he got hurt in that game towards the end, and I don't know how he's going to be for this game. That's the only thing, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to be at
Well, he
100%,
got the
but he
Saturday
got
to get right though.
yeah, he got to Saturday, but whatever the way he came down, it still ain't gonna be like, what I'm saying, it's always gonna be
Right.
like that one little misstep. And when
Right.
you play
Right.
down in
Right.
the
Right.
post, you're gonna be coming down on people's foot a lot, grabbing rebounds, jumping up, and that's the
Well, you would
only
hope
thing.
not, because
You
nobody
hope
coming
not.
down
You
on
hope
somebody's
not.
foot is good.
No, no, no. I'm talking about, but when you jumping up to get rebounds underneath, you don't know who's. What I'm saying, people is a congested lane, so it's a high chance you're gonna step on somebody's foot then getting down and get
Correct.
rebounds. Now it'd be different if you was out there shooting 3-point shot and somebody's like walk under you or something, put their foot under
Undercut
you.
you,
That's
yeah.
different. You know what I'm saying? But in this game, like I said, I see Florida winning this game. But hey, I would not be surprised if Auburn wins this game too, because like I said, they got the guards too, Denver Jones and Pettiford. And like I said, Auburn, like I said, they know each other, so it's not like what I'm saying, it's like a walk in the park for Florida. So what I'm saying, so it helps Auburn that this is one of their ACC, their SEC rivals. So this game is
Right.
going to be a closer game, and let me see what the line is on this game. They got Florida only as a 2.5-point favorite. The game is like 160 points in this game. So Florida's like a 2.5 or 3-point favorite in this game. I could see that happening either way, like I said, but I could see Auburn winning the game too. But I would go with Florida because Florida's playing better right now in the tournament. They playing better. You know what I'm saying? They one of the hotter teams, even though, like I said, they came back to win that game. But you see, it's like Walter Clayton is on another level right now. But hey, Auburn guards, like I said, Pettiford and what's his name? What's the other kid name? Denver Jones, and I forgot the other kid's name. But like I said, they could be right there too. They could have a big day too. You know what I'm saying? And hey, they said on the national stage they're gonna let it all hang out, right? It's like, hey, leave it all out there on the court. So this is gonna be a battle in the SEC, man. This is gonna be another big battle. You know what I'm saying? But like I said,
Honestly, I'm liking Auburn in this game.
yeah, no, listen, don't get me wrong. I would like Auburn the game, but like I said, just the injury to Janai Broom is just like it's kind of salting me down. Because if he was healthy like the way before that game, it's like, yeah, I could be, because that dude is like a double machine, man. Janai Broom, that dude gets rebound. He's like their all everything player for Auburn and
Correct.
stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And
I
then like I
think,
said,
I didn't think Cooper Flag was going to come back as quick as he did from his sprain. If
right,
he could, if he
right.
could pull off and come back like as well as Cooper Flag came back, I'm liking him to come in bust tail because this
Yeah.
is it. You know what I mean? And like you said, they got something. They got something to play for a loss
Hmm.
they got in the first
At
game,
home,
which they
right?
should have
Right.
won.
Right.
So I think they honestly I think they could win. I
Yeah.
honestly
This
think
is
they could.
like. I listen. I don't disagree. Like I said, I could see either one winning the game. But if I had to pick, I'll pick Florida right now. But I won't be surprised if Auburn wins the game. Like I said, man, they both know each other now. If they was in a different conference and they never really plays like this, it's different. But when you play against your conference team, is like, yeah, it's like, yo, y'all have similarities. Y'all know each other's like, habits and stuff like that. So it's easy to play against those guys. And like I said, hey, for Florida, what happens if Walter Clayton gets in foul trouble? Now he on the
Correct.
bench, right? He on the bench, so it's
Right.
just like, yo, that's another thing is just the foul troubles and stuff like that. So, like I said, yeah, man. So I'll see Florida winning that game. Like I said, Auburn could win the game, and you said Auburn. You said what is it? Florida. I mean, you see Auburn could win the game, right? You said
Yes,
you have a
I'm
biggest
looking at
decision.
Auburn. I mean, but it does it depends on Broom's how he comes back. But I think he's going to be right for that game because they got the Saturday, so he could be right. He could be right
Yeah,
by then. So
yeah. Saturday they got
I'm not even looking past where he's going to be. I think he's going to definitely be ready for that game once he gets that rest. And they got a long time to get that ankle right.
Yeah,
Um,
he be getting all that medication and all that treatment, all them treatments
but
on
just
his
the
foot, you know
treatment
what I'm saying?
alone, that's what I'm going off of. Just because medication, he needs plenty of ice, he needs
No, I
plenty of
mean like
rest.
yeah, I mean all that stuff and you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And they're gonna shoot that foot up too if it's not ready by Saturday, so they're gonna shoot that foot up that
Oh,
pain, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey,
I mean that's the last result of it. But I would just think in itself he would be ready for it without all of that. He's
so you
young. I think
got
his recovery is going to be what it needs to be. But
mm,
from the guard position, you think Clayton is going to kill him on the other end, though?
Clayton is gonna have a good game, but like I said, but they got guards too. Auburn got guards. That's the thing too. They got Pettiford and what's his name? Jones, and there's another guard or something like that. So yeah, man, like I said, that's one thing, man. When these teams know each other, man, it's just like, yo, they can have a big game and stuff like that, man. So Florida's gonna need Clayton and Aberdeen to have big games, and then the two bigs in there and stuff like that, and number 15. So you got Auburn, I got Florida. Now the next game, you know what I'm saying, is the big on Duke Houston versus Duke.
Dude,
That's the late
oh
game.
my
That's like
God,
the
that's
8:49 game. Houston versus Duke, the number one defense in the NCAA. Houston against the number four defense, which is Duke in that game.
crazy.
Houston also is the number one 3-point shooting, percentage in the NCAA and stuff like that. So Duke has their hands full, man. But like I said, the only thing with Houston that I worry about with Houston is they're a physical team. They get in you, man. They're a physical team. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the team that kind of scared me when I was Alabama, but we blew Alabama out because, like I said, Alabama can score. Them dudes can score, bro. I thought that game was gonna be a track meet. Duke got the 80 some points, but Alabama never did. But Duke, like I said, Duke can play defense too. So this is another thing. I was like, Duke can play defense on Houston. Like I said, I go with our scoring over their scoring and stuff like that. Even though Duke is a 5-point favorite, Duke is 5.5, 5.5 point
Right.
favorite in this game,
I
and the over and under
honestly,
is 136 points, 136, 137.5. Because Houston is, like I said, their offense ain't. They can score, but their offense ain't like a high. They more of a defensive team. So this could be one of those games where it'd be like a 60 some game, or 70, 60 some. But it's probably gonna be a low scoring game or something like that with the defense and stuff like that. And like Houston might not want to slow it down. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to run up and down
right.
the court. So that's the only thing that can make it a lower scoring game. But in this game, like I said, for me with Duke, they just gotta push the pace and all that stuff. Don't let Houston get in their half court defense and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just keep catching those guys off, and you got to make these shots. We got to make these 3-point shots. Keep shooting the ball like the way you're shooting them and stuff like that. Houston will probably be looking for revenge because last year this was the team that we sent home. We sent
Mm,
Houston home, but that was their star guard Jamal Shea got hurt by halftime. He didn't come back out, so that was a big loss for them in that game
right.
against Duke. So they'll be
Now,
looking for revenge in this game and stuff like that, man. But
well, this is what I'll tell you in both of these games. This is just a one and done game, right?
Of
So
course, that's the whole thing.
most of the time in these games, which really can impact, and to me, in the college ranks, that's what takes over most of the games. To me, is the coaching, the
Hmm.
strategic gameplay they going into these games, and can predetermine. Nevertheless, the players who is hitting their shots and who's not hitting their shots
Or
to
who's getting in foul
really
trouble?
win these
That's the whole
games.
thing. Right. Foul
Correct.
trouble is going to be big things in these. The pressure games is always
And
foul
definitely
trouble.
whoever gets into foul trouble. Like, to me, I think Duke should have a good run at this game because Houston has high guard play to, most of their wins come off their high guard play, not really off their
Hmm.
big man and all of that. So
Right. Right.
again,
So the
if their
perimeter,
guards is
the
not hitting their
perimeter.
shots, then it's a possibility this could be a walkthrough for like the Alabama game
Hmm.
for Duke. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell where most of the scoring is coming from. No different, like I said, than the Auburn
Hmm.
and Florida game. It's like depends on the key guys and where they go with the ball and who's definitely in foul trouble or able to make shots to make that game win. But
Hmm.
I think Duke should win that game. It did now come down to, the overall game where they're matched up against Auburn or Florida, where they're gonna
Hmm.
really have a tough time because I think they match up well better with either one of those teams than anything.
But yeah, like I said, that's the thing. Yeah, like you said, we talking about that game against Auburn or Florida because we already played Auburn already. We beat Auburn early in the season. That was early in the
Mm,
season. Duke played Auburn, but they haven't played Florida. Florida reminds me of Alabama, so that's another scoring. Because Florida can score. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
but Alabama, to me, Alabama is like the highest scoring team. Florida could be right there too. But like I said, I like my chances against either one of those teams. Like I said, Houston, we haven't played them this season. That's the only thing. Like I said, what I'm saying, we haven't played those guys because Houston kind of remind me of like when we played Texas Tech last year. Texas Tech is a physical team too, and we
Right.
beat Texas Tech and we only beat them by like 3 or 4 points. So I could see the same thing with Houston, like a 4 or 5 point game. It's gonna come down. It's not gonna be like no blowout. I would love it to be a blowout. You know what I'm saying? Or it depends if Houston ain't hitting shots and Duke is making shots. I would love it to be a blowout, but I'm not gonna. You know what I'm saying? Because it is like I said. Houston is going to slow it down, or they're going to slow it. It's not going to be where you can just kick, and they get back on defense, then you really can't have too many fast break points because that's where you get a lot of points in transition when you could just throw the ball up and get some easy baskets. If Houston plays good defense getting back, then it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? They're going to slow the game down to a grinding halt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, like I said, I got the Duke thing on tonight right now.
I
You know what
know.
I'm
That's
saying?
what I
I got my
said. I
Duke
knew
stuff
you
on.
please.
I was
I knew you had the
like,
Duke
yo,
colors on.
he said, got them
Stop.
colors on
Stop
right now.
playing
I was
with me.
like, hey,
Yo,
that
this
Final
dude,
Four talk.
this dude come on there with the super fresh jacket on, talking
The
about he's
super
not a Duke
fresh.
fan. Like, stop, dude.
He said, "Yo, can you tell I'm not a? Can you tell I'm a Duke fan? Can people tell I'm
No,
a Duke fan or
no,
not?
no, no.
No, they
The
can't
Duke
tell. Cause
jacket and the jersey in the background didn't give it
yeah,
away.
nah. Like I said, I'm a UNC fan. I just put this on for a show. Nah, they
Yo,
know I'm a Duke
stop.
fan. I do the Duke game. They know I'm a Duke fan. It's like, hey, like I said, I would love the Duke to cut down the Nets, man, make it like their sixth championship and stuff like that. It could have been more championships, but like I said, man, due to the one and done rule and stuff like that, because that started a while ago. I mean, like I said, man, it's just like took on a life of its own because
Right.
what's name was the first one. What's name actually was the first one and done. You know who the first one and done in Duke in the Coach K era?
Who was Kyrie?
No, before Kyrie, it was Corey Maggette. Corey Maggette was the
Well, oh,
first
that's right.
one,
That's right. That's
and that
right.
was '99. That was '99 when
Wow,
that
that
was
was. That's
unheard of.
right.
That was '99 when that was even unheard of because everybody was staying like 3-4 years in school,
Right. And
and I was
wasn't
just
Coach
like,
K mad at Corey for that?
no, he wasn't mad. He wasn't mad at Corey. He was mad at what's his name for William Avery because he didn't feel Avery was ready to
When
leave,
he
and
left.
he told
Okay.
Avery like don't. And Avery still left, and Avery was like the 14th pick in the draft, which was the lottery pick, but he didn't have a successful career because, like I said, Coach K didn't feel like he was ready to go, but William Avery was ready to move on, and you know what I'm saying, and
Uh,
that, you know what I'm saying? But with Corey Maggette, it was like he knew Corey Maggette, it's like because you get the intel, like, yo, he gonna be like, yo, he gonna be in the lottery and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But he was the first player, like I said, but he was surprised. I guess everybody was surprised because I was surprised. I thought Corey Maggette was staying, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, back then, like I said, it wasn't like Duke was like having, it was like really the
right.
one and
Right.
done yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, he gonna come back his sophomore year, you know what I'm saying, and all stuff and get it right. But hey man, he got that word back like he's going to be a top 10 pick or a top, because I think 13, he went 13th. He went in the lottery too. As long as you're in the first round, the lottery is like, that's all they care about
Oh,
and
for
stuff like
sure.
that.
That's what I told you.
You
Those
get that
guaranteed checks
4-year
for that.
guarantee.
Yeah.
Right. So like he went, like I said, but that was the first one and done, man. That was before the one and done era. That was like in '99 when he left, man. I said, man. And then after that,
Because I'm thinking even for him in the first round, he was almost guaranteed more money than Coach K was getting paid as a coach at that time.
oh
I think.
yeah. At that time, because we talking about in the '90s. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We talking about the late '90s and stuff like that. Before them real big TV deals started coming around, like
Correct.
later on and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, man. So like I said, but after that, man, he was the first one that opened up the floodgates. And then after that, what's the name was like kind of right behind him, but he never stepped foot on Duke campus though, and he committed to Duke, but he never stepped foot on that campus. Was Sean Livingston. Sean
Oh,
Livingston,
that's right. He
that
went
dude,
straight
he
out
picked
of
you
yeah.
right out of high school because he went fourth in the draft because he was supposed to come to Duke, and then all of a sudden it's like, yo, the guy close that dude said, nah, he said he's going to. I was like, what? I was like, he's
Hell
going, and
yeah.
this was before. This was so it's like this. He went straight out of high school. This ain't like what I'm saying. All the other players for Duke they came to Duke though. At least they came for at least a year, a couple of years. It's like he said he was coming, and then bro, he started getting a lot of draft. I was like, yo, that dude was gone, and he was the fourth pick in the draft, and he never stepped foot on. Because if he'd came to Duke, he was going to be in that class with Luol Deng. He was going to be a Luol Deng and stuff like that with that class.
Oh, okay. He
And
would have
that
been.
was
He would have
see.
been. Yeah, but see, then you would have had way too many players. Some of those dudes wouldn't have shined anyway.
No. But see, the thing about it, back at that time, though, I mean, those guys was in it. They was coming. They was like, Coach K had that stuff. He had it where it was like, he had like he knew how to the team that he wanted and stuff like that, and that was that kind of messed us up a little bit when he decided to go which go because he was going to be the point guard and stuff like that because he was like a Walt Williams coming out of high school, like wizard with the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like a 6'9",
Tall, yeah,
6'7".
tall,
He was
long,
tall,
yeah.
lanky. He was skinny as I don't know what, like, but he
Yeah.
was
I
the
think
man in high school.
Livingston was only 6'7". I think 6'6",
Right, but he was
6'7".
long. But he was
Long
long.
as hell, long arms. Yeah.
He was like a Tayshaun Prince, like somebody that with body
Correct,
wise like
correct.
that.
With the 7-foot wingspan type player.
But man, he's gonna be a Luol Deng and all that stuff and all. It was just like it would have been nice though. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, those guys are accounted for. You know what I'm saying? Because they know the guys are
Right,
leaving. They account for these guys to come on in, and they don't come. It's like, oh man, you throw a monkey wrench because you was the point guard. You know what I'm saying? So I
right.
forgot. I got to see who was the point guard on that team. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, those are all things, man. But like I said, man, with the one and done with like Houston versus Duke in this game, man. Like I said, it's gonna be a tough game, man. Like I said, I see the Blue Devils coming out, man, and then they'll be playing what you call it for the what you call it for the
For the
national
championship, either
championship.
Auburn
We
or
playing
yeah,
Florida, Auburn, and
yeah.
hey, let's go Duke, man. Let's ride it. Let's ride
No,
Duke,
no.
man. You know what I'm saying?
I think we're not counting our eggs before it hatch type
Oh
thing, but
no.
I think Duke got I think they got it over Houston. I think like I said, you would need big games by
Yeah,
Houston guards
right.
to really
But
knock them
but
off.
like I said, it's gonna come down to like the physicality and if they calling fouls and then Cooper Flag
Correct.
or Malawat gets in foul trouble, then you be like, oh man, you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
you still
That's
got
that's the
what's the
thing.
name coming off your bench to
Oh
back
yeah,
up
yeah, Patrick
Malawak.
Gongba, you got
Yeah, and he's
Patrick
not
Gongba,
yeah,
yeah,
he's not
yeah.
that bad.
And then
So
I really wanted what's name to be healthy, man, but he's not. The guy from your school, Malik Brown, that dude's a
oh,
great
Malik
defensive
Brown,
player,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
six
yeah,
six.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
dude
yeah.
is like right now.
No,
It's like he's playing right now. He's playing with a shoulder injury, and it's like it's almost shoulder pop size. Like I guess he can wait to the end of the season to have surgery, but he's just
yeah,
playing. So anytime it could pop out, but that dude is a defensive. What you call it, man? He gets steals, deflections,
correct,
block shots.
correct.
He does it all. I was just
And
like,
he
man, when I
knocked
saw
down
him
his
play this
open
year,
jump shot too.
right? And when I saw him play this, I was like, oh my god! I was like, this dude is a defensive demon. You know what I'm saying? Out there in the course, like yo, because that's when we put him against we put him out there in North Carolina game, and that dude really went off in the North Carolina game. Like slow down R.J. Davis because R.J. Davis was going off, and then they
Right.
put Malik Brown in that game. I mean, put him on there in that second half. That quieted down. Malik Brown and the Caleb Foster came in and they shut down R.J. Davis, and that was it in that Carolina game and stuff like that. But Malik Brown, like I said, his 6'6" frame, man, long. He can play defense, and he's like one of those smart players on defense. He don't pick up silly fouls and stupid fouls. Like that's why I like when he plays defense and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And he gets steals and he gets rebounds too. He gets rebounds and he can block shots and stuff like that. So like I said, but with him, like I said, man, if he play in a game and somebody like holds his shoulder apart, that should have come right back out again. That's, you know what I'm saying? You have to go sit down because
Well, they
his
got him
shoulder is kind of
playing.
like
He's playing in that game, right?
he played a little. He played sparingly in the last game because of that shoulder injury. He's like, even though he's not fully healthy and stuff like that. So it's like at any time something can happen with the shoulder or something like that. So it's just like
Right,
they trying to
right.
watch the minutes. If they really need
It's
him,
pieced
you know,
together
they'll
by
just
tape right now.
yeah. For right now, man. But yeah, so like I said, at the end of the day, man, I see Duke getting by Houston, and I see Florida getting by Auburn, and then championship game Duke and Florida is going to be a great game, man. And hey, I see the Blue Devils cutting down the Nets, man, in San Antonio and stuff like that. But if they don't, hey, man, I'm not gonna be too mad, man. But like I said, I'll be a little hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we could do it, man. You know what I'm saying? It'll be great for the program and stuff like that. But I ain't count my eggs before the hatch. But like I said, Duke has a good shot to win the national title, man. So who do you have in the? I know you got Auburn in the Florida game, and then the Duke and Houston game got Duke, and then who
Well,
we got Duke and Auburn.
I see Duke getting by Houston. I really when thinking about the title now, I'm thinking if Auburn doesn't make it, see me, I'm thinking whoever wins the Auburn Florida game will take the chip.
Mm,
But I'm thinking, like I said, if Duke comes out and blow out Houston, I'm thinking
mm.
I might have to change that, and I might have to
Yeah,
give it to Duke. I mean, this might be Cooper Flagg's send off, and like I said, that's why I started that
this would
by
be great.
asking you that who, if
Yeah,
he won the title, like you
yeah,
have to anoint him like yo the top of that echelon because like as a
yeah,
freshman, without a
yeah.
doubt, this dude has been balling like crazy, like
Yeah,
nuts crazy. You know what I mean? Like
he's been
straight
balling all
jacket.
season,
You
man.
know, get him out the padded room crazy. That's what I said. If that's the case, if he has another game against Houston and watching watching that over in Florida game,
Hmm.
yo, give that dude his props. He would definitely have to be right where he needs to be.
Of
I
course,
just don't like
man.
whatever team is going to draft him, which could be the Wizards or whoever. Like because the
Mm.
Wizards to me is already stacked with talent, and
You talking
I
about with
just think
Star and those
yeah,
guys, yeah.
yes,
Or
or he could go to Charlotte, but Charlotte still got young players. They don't even know what direction they're going. But
yeah.
you just it'll be a
Listen,
good thing to
Brooklyn
see.
Nets fans, they want Dylan Harper or Ace Bailey. They don't want Cooper Flag. They like, I don't know Cooper Flag could be in this market. I was like, bro, that dude could play in any market. I ain't worried about it.
What?
But yeah, that's what they
But I
say. You know
think
what I'm
they
saying? He's
just
like, I
have
don't know if he could be able
see
to handle it.
the Nets
Huh?
just have a lot of players that's along his caliber on a team.
Listen. I know, but I guess that's what Nets fan they want Dylan Harper or Ace Bailey. That's what they want. I was like, oh yeah,
Oh,
man, y'all do
okay.
y'all thing, man. You do your thing. It's like that's if y'all get
Yeah, I
those
don't
top
know.
picks because I'm gonna tell you right now, the top four players is gonna be Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, and everybody keeps forgetting about the dude from Baylor, VJ Edgecombe. That's a top four player right there
Oh,
too.
true,
VJ
very true.
Edgecombe is like to me, he reminds me of a Jimmy Butler. He's a Jimmy Butler type of
Yeah,
player. The
yeah.
same build, everything, and all that stuff. And he's a tough player, man. He's a tough player. And everybody just keeps forgetting. I was like, bro, that dude's gonna be a top four, top five player, man. I don't know why y'all keep forgetting this guy, man.
Nah,
It's
but
only
what you gotta fit see S is that you gotta find a player that fits the mold of your team, which you the in the need, the necessity of what you need. You can't just fill the team with the same player because then
no, but
you're not
the thing about it is with these teams at the top, these teams are not. I ain't gonna say they're the best run organization, so they're gonna take the best player, and then then after that they're gonna get rid of the other players if they can have to. Just like
well true.
just
Yeah,
just like how
okay.
Cleveland did with Garland and Saxton, they end up giving up Colin Saxton and keeping Garland. You know, when they got both of them the point guards, you know what I'm saying? Because they already had Colin Saxton, but then they
Right.
picked Darius Garland. It was like they let him play for like a year together, and then it seems like okay, we're gonna keep Garland. We're gonna get rid of Colin Sexton. You know what I'm saying? And I say Colin Sexton's a good player, but you know what I'm saying. But Garland is you know what I'm saying that's who they would rather build around Garland, and you know, and then they got Mitchell and these other guys. But yeah, man, like I said, so Saturday is gonna be the game for both of these team. Florida and Auburn plays first at 6:09 p.m., followed by Duke and Houston at like I want to say 9. Is it 9:40 something? It's gonna be like 9:40 p.m. or something,
It's gonna be the
something like
most
that.
watched game.
Yeah, I
This right
mean
here,
they
this
both gonna be because
going into
right.
this ending of this bracket, that team, the
Mhm.
people, you're gonna have people really, they're gonna have high ratings. People gonna be watching because it's
Of
not
course,
like, oh, it's something that shit could stay. Yo, these are all, like you said, all number one, basically all number one teams,
all the
and they
number
all
one
ball out,
seeds, right?
So it'll be a good game all the way through and
And
through. I'm hoping.
and and for let me say, and for Duke, I mean, they're gonna have the whole state of Maine watching. The whole state
Oh
of Maine is
wow.
watching Cooper Flag. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, that's just like, yo, he's ours. You know what I'm saying? Don't everybody
Of
can't claim
course,
him.
of
He's ours.
course.
He's from here. He's from Newport, Maine. And everybody who knows, anybody know who's what Newport, Maine is. Newport, Maine is the home to New Balance. That's what New Balance headquarters is, Newport, Maine.
Oh,
So
okay.
New
And he
Balance
isn't he
sneaker.
signed with them anyway too?
He sound New Balance, yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly
So
why he even
yeah,
supported him. It's like Bird with Indiana
of
when he
course.
was playing Magic, like French Lick, the whole Indiana, whoever you
The
was watching,
whole
yeah,
Indiana.
watching that. So come on, stop it. Yeah, like listen, you're absolutely right. And how Maine is set up, and even the Mass area, the
Man,
Massachusetts area, get out of here. He's gonna have
the
that
whole
whole echelon watching
The
him.
whole New England states, all the New
Correct.
England states going to be
Correct.
watching in Maine,
Please.
Vermont, New
They'll
Hampshire,
they'll
Connecticut,
be
Rhode
eating that
Island,
New England
Massachusetts.
chowder up there.
Chowder. You know what I'm saying? They'll be eating that clam chowder up there, man.
Exactly.
Oh, hold on. Let me see what Pat said. Yo, my Gators in the Final Four. Let's get it. Yeah, yeah, Pat, man. Your Gators in the Final Four, man. Your Gators
Yes.
in the Final Four. My Duke is in the Final Four, man. Look like we headed for a collision course, possibly. You know what I'm saying? Because Florida, like I said, Florida, like Alabama, they can score, man. Auburn can score too, and like I said, Florida they already beat Alabama. I mean Auburn already, but like I said, Jannar Broome is a little bit what you call it, iffy and stuff like that. So I could see Florida getting that game, and then if Duke, we play Houston, we get by Houston, it's gonna be Duke in Florida, man. That'll be a great
I see
game,
that.
man.
I can see that now. Duke and
Monday
Florida.
night,
That's the
Monday.
matchup.
Hey Pat, let me know Monday night. We might have to call that. You're gonna have to call that game. Duke and Florida, they meet Monday night for the championship. You know what I'm saying? I won't even do a Knicks thing. I'll do. I'm gonna do that game anyway. The March Madness game on Monday night, the championship game anyway. The Duke and which call the game and stuff like that, man. Whoever wins, even if Duke don't even, I'll still I'll still call that
I was
game a
about to
championship
say
game
you'll
because
still do it if Duke is not
I'll
in
still
it.
yeah I'll still call the game and stuff like that, man. Because like I said, it's college basketball, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a nationally
Yeah.
watched game. People gonna be watching it, man. So
Nah, that's what I
gonna be
said.
on it, man.
Regardless of who, yeah, they watch.
Big props to your Gators, man. Like I said, man, they did that thing. They did the thing. I remember you were saying that earlier. You know, what I'm saying a couple of weeks ago, you were talking about the Gators in the NCAA final, and so I know NYG these guys wasn't picking Florida. You know, they was picking St. John's and all these others. Like I already knew. Like I said, Alabama, Florida, Auburn, those guys can score. That SEC, man, the SEC is running college basketball this year. They running it was football and basketball. I was like, I don't know now SEC running basketball now because these top three teams were good though. Alabama,
Yes.
Florida, and us. Auburn and stuff like that, man. It's like tough teams, man. Bruce Pearl is going up against which go Florida is like. So I know Pat gonna be definitely watching on that Florida game. But like I said, I hope we meet in a collision course, man. Duke versus Florida, man. Let's what I'm saying, let's get this thing on, man. So hey, hopefully Cooper Flag can ride off into the sunset, man. You know what I'm saying, to be the first pick in the NBA draft and go on and win the championship, win that natty, you know what I'm saying, represent the state of Maine, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
I can even
he
say
would
the
definitely
state of
put them back on the
Maine.
map. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it's almost like how what's his name? Remember when who was that back then when he was coming from South Dakota? It was like Mike Miller. It's like
Oh
South
yeah.
Dakota. It's like South Dakota. It's like Mike Miller. I was like, but he so quick. It's like, okay, Mike Miller can shoot. He can ball. You know what I'm saying? Mikey
Mike
Miller.
Miller was a big. He was a big guy too. He was a big body.
Yeah, he was like 6'8", 6'9". He played at
Yeah.
Florida. Mike
Yeah.
Miller and stuff like that. But we're gonna wrap it up, man. Hey, like I said,
Mhm.
I'm not doing the game tomorrow. The Sixers game, I'm gonna do the Cleveland game on Wednesday at 7 o'clock. So
I
we'll be
would
back
think
at
not. Yeah. Yeah.
that the Sixers game ain't gonna be Tuesday, but that Cleveland game be back here at 7 o'clock, man, on Wednesday, man, to do the Knicks and the Cavs, man. First of all, I want to thank everybody, man, for tapping in from YouTube, Twitter, man, and all social media platforms to the Man Cave podcast, man. If this is your first time to the channel, man, please hit that like and subscribe button, man. Also share it on all social media platforms, man. Like I said, man, and also go subscribe to the Aboriginal Sports Network, man. The link is right there in the chat, man. One centralized location for all of our content, man. Like I said, these guys on there we're doing basketball, football right now. You go on there right now, you can look at the football film breakdown, players, in the draft and stuff like that. They talking about these players. They even interview some of these players and stuff. So you go on there, man, and you could just look at all the replays and stuff like that. It's all on there. And let's make sure, man, also go to our website too, man. The AboriginalSportsNetwork.com. Make sure you go check out that website. You still got stuff on there, as well as some blogs and stuff like that, man, and also more videos and stuff like that, man, and also our Patreon on there. Make sure you go check it out, man. But like I said, man, thank you guys for tapping in, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, man. D, you got anything left to say? You want any last words?
Yo, I only gotta say, support the brothers in their efforts to giving you the content that they give you. And like I said, go Knicks, go Yankees. They're bombing away, yo. Support.
Bro, I ain't even get into that. Right.
Yeah,
the Yankees are bombing away with them new bats, right? With the new bats that everybody talking about.
If they see how they bat, yo, you need to put some of those in your locker room or in your dugout, right, so y'all can start doing the same thing. So don't hate on it. Just congratulate and join the new batting.
Yo, and let me show you my jacket so everybody thinks like, yo, this is like, yo, you see this Duke, Duke thing right here? You see this thing right here? Do you see that thing right there?
Yo,
you see that thing right there?
Don't let that shit choke you on the way out.
Nah, it's open right here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's go Duke. You already know how to do it. Let's go Duke. Let's go Blue Devils.
I like it. I like the way it's fit you and all of that.
Courtesy of my boy LB, you know what I'm saying? LB hooked me up with one of these, you know what I'm saying? You can get you a Syracuse one if you want one and all that type of stuff, man.
LB put you on top with that?
Oh, yeah. This all LB stuff, man. I got more, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff, man. So, yeah, if you want a Syracuse one, I'll have to get you one and stuff like that with your name on it and stuff like that, man. Syracuse Orange, man.
Shout out to L. Yo, what up, dude?
Yeah, bro. Make sure you can check him. I'm having him on the show, man. I'm having him on the show one day so he can show his stuff off and stuff like that, man, and just do a show with him and stuff like that so people can see.
Yo,
his
but
stuff,
you gotta help promote. Like, yo, what is he pushing something like that for? You gotta let
no.
know.
Right, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean,
and give his website and all of that, son.
Yeah, I'm gonna give his website, but like I said, there's some stuff on there he ain't want on right now. You know what I'm saying? Sports stuff. So it's like, yo, when he come on, I'll let him do his thing and like, you know what I'm saying, promote and stuff.
Okay.
But we'll have him on and stuff like that. You'll be on and stuff like that. So he'll show you some stuff, man.
Yeah.
So everybody can get their stuff geared up and stuff like that, man. But like I said, we'll be back on here, man. Wednesday, man, 7:00. Knicks versus Cavs. Make sure you tap back in, man, and make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button on your way out to the Man-Cave podcast, man. Until next time, man, we see you guys, man. Thanks for tapping in. Peace.
Who's got the rocket launcher? I say we blow it up. Now fire that thing.
It's for the city of sports, playing with a giant Nick. With my man S. God.
That's him.
You feel the vibe?
That's me.
We going live.
That's us.
That like button shared, you been subscribed.
Stadium.
That MetLife, Big Blue, home of the Braves.
Yeah.
That turnpike, you can see that's where the game's played. NFL one day, then it's the NBA. Madison Square Garden, that's where the Knicks play. This that NY Logan, North don't get broken. Legalize, mean this shit smoking. I'm on topic, dropping another episode. The game winner, trade, maybe a field goal. Everybody right now doing the wave. You tune in the show called The-Man-Cave. I see the chat, they always doing their thing. Big views, 85 inch screen. The game's on, you rush and bleed, stay calm. You on the road and chill, do the watch along. The show's on, the host, you know it's S-God. It's no telling the panel filled with guest stars. You're now rocking with the voice, you know who it is. It's your boy J Boogie. You're now rocking with my man S-God. I support him to the fullest, you heard? My man Mike Blaze. This is Alter Production. What that mean? We about to alter everything that's playing. Tune in. My man S.God. Support the show. Subscribe, share it. Most importantly, hit that like button.